1850 715 996. Here's something that we discussed on the programme months ago. Because one of the trade unions, and I can't remember which one it was, but one of the trade unions brought it up at their conference where they suggested that we should move to a 4-day working week and that we'd have a longer weekend, or that we'd all be guaranteed 1 day off in the middle of the week, or just basically that we'd do all our work in 4 days. And at the time I had that union on the radio and I was thinking, how's that going to work out? Like, I mean, will that affect people's pay? Like, if you work 5 days, you get 5 days pay. If you work 4 days, you get 4 days pay. That's the biggest question people ask. Listen, we'd all love a long weekend. God, having Friday off or Monday off, be great. Absolutely brilliant. But we don't want to lose any money. You can understand. It's in the Mirror this week. One company has now announced, one Irish company has now announced that its employees are switching to a 4-day working week. It's a recruitment firm based in Galway called ICE Group, and it is reducing the length of the week. Let's give all the staff a 3-day weekend, and it'll change their hourly their days. So in other words, if you're working 8 hours, you'll now work 9 hours. They're going to add additional hours in the days you work. I remember at the time we discussed this with the union, and we also spoke to a guy who'd been to the States, who'd worked that kind of a scheme in the States and loved it, absolutely loved it. Margaret Cox is director of the ICE Group. Margaret, will any of your staff lose any money? Good morning.
Good morning, and how are you?
Great, thanks.
Good. So, no, well, I don't know if they'll lose money or not, but certainly not from us. Their wages will be the same for the 4-day week as it was on the 5-day week.
And how do you work that out, the same number of hours out?
I guess that, in ICE, our business is changing people's lives. We change the lives of the people we place in jobs. We change the lives of people we put into training. We change the lives of our customers when we fill a vacancy. And our thought was, well, if we can change the lives of the people who work for us, we will have more energised people, we'll have greater productivity, higher customer satisfaction. And what's not to love about all of that type of thing? So
will your office be closed now on one of the days?
No, our offices, we have offices in Galway, Limerick, Sligo and Sydney and Dublin. But so our office hours will remain unchanged in every one of the locations, and people will structure it differently. So most people will, well, not most people, the choice that we will make within our own individual business units is who works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and is off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or who works Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and then is off Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
I got you.
So that's the way it'll work. Where we work on Saturdays, and we work on Saturdays across a number of offices, then that's generally done by part-time people anyway, so they wouldn't have been impacted by this change.
What's the benefit of it, other than people having a nice long weekend? How do you think it'll feed into productivity?
Well, if you think about it yourself, we just had a bank holiday weekend. So in the week of a bank holiday weekend, we still managed to get our work done by Friday evening in general. And we've only worked 4 days. So I think it's because we come back from the weekend, we have more energy, we're happier because we've had time to de-stress, and we spend time maybe with our family, or if it's studying or doing extra activities, and we come in with a different mindset in terms of getting our work done. And there's research out there all around the world. There's been research that has proven that people will be more productive if they're fitter, if they're fresher, if they're more focused. So we're putting in a number of different initiatives in terms of training. We're obviously looking at the whole area of time management. We're looking at what tools in our business can make us more productive so that we will still get the same work done. I mean, for this to work, everybody has to win. The customer has to win. The clients, the people who work with us have to win, and the company has to win. So we believe we'll have better retention. in terms of staff, so less staff turnover. So we'll hold on to the knowledge in the company for a longer period of time, and the company and the clients obviously benefit from that. We believe that we'll attract better talent. So when we do have a vacancy, either because somebody is moving on or because we have bigger sales and more growth and we need more people to work that business, we believe that we will get better talent because it's such a positive initiative and people are so excited about it. So all of those are all what we see as the positives. And it's true, there is a possibility that it may not work.
Yeah. Can I ask what might be a slightly mischievous question here?
Please do.
If you take the bank holiday we've just had.
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned that people will either work Monday to Thursday or Monday to Thursday or Tuesday to Friday. Okay.
Yes.
So if I'm a Tuesday to Friday worker, I have Monday off anyway. So how do I get the benefit of the bank holiday?
Well, that's part of the scheme. So we're looking at it in the overall.
Right.
And so there are 9 public holidays in a year.
Yes.
Not every one of them hits a Monday, but where they do, which is probably, I think, about 6 of them, everybody in that week will work the 4-day week. So the people who are on Tuesday to Friday will not get an additional day off that week. But that's factored into the number of days holidays that they'll have in the year.
You make up for it other ways. Margaret,
Yes.
It sounds like a cool idea. We'd all love to be able to do it. Unfortunately, people expect a radio show 5 days a week, so I don't think I'll get to do it anytime soon.
You never know, PJ. We keep our minds open. We've been thinking about this for a long time, and in fairness, as a small service engineering or a service company based in the west of Ireland, to be leading the field in terms of pioneering this initiative in Ireland and throughout Europe, we probably never thought we could do it, but we made our minds up and said, yeah, let's make it happen, and the team have come on board, and I'm particularly proud of them. And of Phelan MacDonald, who is sort of our CEO, he's the main person driving this. And it was his vision and his research that sort of pulled the whole plan together. So it's very exciting for us.
Forward thinking. Thank you very much, Margaret Cox from ICE. They're a recruitment group. Like, what's not to love? You either work Tuesday to Friday and you have Monday off, or you either work Monday to Thursday and you have Friday off. And if there's a bank holiday, well, you benefit through your own holidays. And you don't lose any money. That's the best bit, because you work an hour or two extra every day. Sounds like such a cool idea. It sounds like the best idea I've ever heard in a long time. I don't think it'll happen here because of a 5-day week requirement to put a program on the air, but you never know. I mean, how would you mind having D every Monday or every Friday? Would you mind having dip? Sounds like a plan.